Welcome. In this training video, we'll demonstrate all the new ways in which you can register and log in to TurboCourt. There are different ways to access TurboCourt, and one of those ways is to simply type in turbocourt.com into your browser. That's what I've done in this first scenario. If you do not currently have a TurboCourt account, you'll want to create one. There are now several ways to create a TurboCourt account. One of those is to register directly with TurboCourt by simply clicking on the Sign Up button here. I'll click on that now. Fields with an asterisk are required. You'll also want to select the security question and provide the corresponding answer. This will allow you to automatically recover your password should you forget it. Once you've had the fields filled out, simply click Sign Up. There are several account types for registering with TurboCourt, and in this first scenario, I'll simply indicate that I am an individual. I'll click Continue, and now I'm registered. At this point, I'm ready to begin preparing my filings. In this next scenario, I'll register once again, and again I'll do it as a direct registration by clicking on the Sign Up button, but this time I'll register as an entity other than an individual. So once again, I'll fill out the fields that are required. Select the security question and answer, and click Sign Up. However, this time, rather than indicating that I'm an individual, I'm going to take a look at each of these other account types. If I choose to register as a business and click Continue, additional information is required. My business name is required. There's also fields for phone number, which in this scenario are not required. Certain fields may or may not appear here, and they may or may not be required, depending on if you're already connected with a particular state and their requirements. But in this situation, for example, only my business name is required in order for me to proceed. I'll click back to take a look at each of the other account types. If I'm registering as an attorney law firm, for example, my law firm name is required, and there is an additional field for a state bar number and the issuing state if I happen to be an attorney. If I'm registering as a non-exempt government organization, my agency name is required, and again, there are additional fields that are optional. And looking at the exempt government organization, once again, my agency name is required, and there are some additional fields now. So each of the account types has its own requirements for what information needs to be provided in order to register. So in this scenario, I'll indicate that I'm registering as a law firm. I'll click Continue. Provide my law firm name, and I'll leave everything else blank at this point. I can always fill them in later on. I'll click Sign Up, and now I'm registered as an attorney law firm. If at any point in time you forget your password, you can simply click the Request New link. Follow the instructions on screen. You'll provide your email address and your last name. An email will be sent to you, and this will allow you to reset your password. I'll click Next, and here it's asking me to provide the answer to my security question. I'll click Next one more time, and it's telling me that login recovery instructions have been sent to my email account. So let's take a look at that. So here I'm looking at the email that I just received for password recovery. I've opened the email, and it indicates that I need to click on this link to create my new password. So I'll do that right now. My email once again, and now I get to provide my new password. I'll click Save and Log In, and I'm ready to proceed. Now, another way that I can register my account with TurboCourt is rather than registering directly by clicking the Sign Up button, I can actually register with one of my social media accounts, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Google. For information about what is shared, you can click the Read More link. What's most important to note is that the social media linking is used for logging in only, that there is no sharing of information between social media and TurboCourt. It's also important to note that in some instances, social media websites may not be accessible via public Wi-Fi in court lobbies and kiosks. And in a situation like that, you'll need to log in and register to TurboCourt directly. So, let's say you want to register and you want to do this with your Google account. So, rather than clicking Sign Up, you can click Continue with Google. Now, if you're currently logged in and it's aware of your current Google account or accounts, you can simply select one of the ones that's available and confirm the information. And we will register you using the information from your Google account. Or you can simply provide your email address from your Google account and click Next. Now it will ask you for password to that particular email address. That's my Google email password. I'll click Next. It's asking me to confirm my information. Again, this is now pulled from my Gmail account, my Google account. Everything looks good to go. So I'll simply click Confirm. And once again, I'm asked, okay, what type of an account do you want to register as? In this scenario, I'm going to say just an individual. Click Continue. And I'm ready to go. So that is how you can register your TurboCourt account using one of your social media accounts. And you can also register with TurboCourt using the other social media accounts, such as Facebook or LinkedIn. So just to give you an idea of what that might look like, if I click on LinkedIn, here it's asking me for my LinkedIn email and password. Again, pulling information from my LinkedIn account, and it will register me in TurboCourt using that information once I've confirmed it. And the same would be true with Facebook. One of the advantages of registering with one of your social media accounts is that each time you go back to TurboCourt, rather than having to provide a username and email address and your password to log in, you can simply click on the social media account that you've registered with. So for example, here I am once again, not currently logged in, but I did register my account for TurboCourt using my Gmail account. So rather than having to type in an email address and a password to log in, I can simply click Continue with Google, select that account that I registered with, there it is, Ethel Stevens, and I'm registered and logged in again. So once you've registered for TurboCourt using your social media account, you can simply log in by clicking on Continue with that account. Okay, let's take a look at another scenario. I'm going to go ahead and log in again, once again using that same Ethel Stevens account that I just registered. Now, once you've registered via social media, if at any point you would like to log into TurboCourt without using social media, that is to say you want to unattach your social media account with your TurboCourt account, then all you need to do is request a new TurboCourt password. And the way to do that is, once you're logged in, click on the My Profile link here on the left side in the user menu. At the bottom of the screen, there is a Request New Password link. Once you click on that, follow the instructions, and just as you saw before, you will have a link where you can generate a new password. It will no longer be attached to your social media account, and then from that point forward, you can log in directly with TurboCourt, providing your email address and your password. So that's if you've already registered with a social media account and you no longer wish to have it be connected. So simply request a new password from TurboCourt, and now you can log in directly with your email address and your password. So you just saw how to register with TurboCourt using one of your social media accounts, and then once you registered in that way, you can then log in to TurboCourt using that same social media account. And I was using Google as the example, but it works the same with LinkedIn and Facebook. So if, for example, I have an existing account in TurboCourt, and let's just say I wanted to connect my Facebook account to it. Okay? So this is a scenario where I did not register with Facebook. I registered using the sign-up link. So I registered directly with TurboCourt. But now I don't want to keep putting in my email address and password for logging in. I'd rather be able to log in more quickly using my social media account and specifically my Facebook account. All right? So when I click Continue with Facebook, we will find your existing TurboCourt username. In this scenario, it happens to be Stephen K. Then I'll provide my TurboCourt password that's currently associated with this account that I registered directly, and we will then connect it with your Facebook account. Now, you only need to do this one time, and then your Facebook social media account will be connected to your TurboCourt login, so that the next time you come to TurboCourt, again, rather than having to enter in your email address and password, you can simply say proceed with Facebook. Right, so that's just another example of how you could connect one of your social media accounts to your existing TurboCourt account. Here's another scenario where I've already created a TurboCourt account and I did so by registering directly. I clicked the sign up button, I provided my information along with my email address and so forth. And now I want to connect it with my Google account. Okay, so I registered by clicking sign up. I registered directly, but now again, I want to speed up my login process even further, and I want to connect it with my existing Google account. So just as you saw a moment ago, I can do that, for example, by connecting it with my Facebook account. Now let's take a look at how to do that with your Gmail account, with your Google account. So you can click Continue with Google. And in this scenario, I'll select one of my other Google accounts that is not currently associated with TurboCourt. So I provide my password for this Google account, email address. I click Next. Aha. Let's try that again. It helps if you remember your password. And there we go. Now, another way of accessing TurboCourt is rather than going to your browser and typing in turbocourt.com, is you can go to the court's website where they work with TurboCourt. So for example, here I am at the New Hampshire website. And as I scroll down, I see that they work with TurboCourt. And so I can simply click on the TurboCourt link from my court's website. Once I've done that, not only does it bring me to TurboCourt, but that state is already pre-selected for me, and it's showing me all the various case types that they have available through TurboCourt. Now, I have several options at this point. If I already have a TurboCourt account, I can log in, as we saw before, either with my username and email and then my password and clicking Login, or if my TurboCourt account has already been connected to one of my social media accounts, I can simply say Continue with Google or LinkedIn or Facebook. The advantage here is that the jurisdiction that I'm needing, in this situation, New Hampshire, is already pre-selected for me because I accessed it through their website. Now, also, if I don't currently have a TurboCourt account and I got here from my court's website, as we're seeing in this scenario, once again, I have the ability to sign up directly or signing up through my social media account, just as you saw before. But there's another option that you can take when you access TurboCourt from your court's website. So again, in this scenario, I access TurboCourt through the New Hampshire website. And let's say that I'm needing to file a small claims. So I'll click Start Now next to that particular case type, small claims. And I'll select where I'm filing. When I click Next, then it asks me, okay, go ahead and log in. And again, my choices are to log in with my username or email and my password, or a little bit faster with my social media accounts that I've connected it with. And again, if I don't currently have a TurboCourt account, if this is the first time, so I went to my court's website. They had a link to TurboCourt. It brought me here. And I said I need to do a small claims filing. So I selected where I'm going to be filing. I click Next. And at this point, it's time to register. That's fine. Again, I can simply click Sign Up and provide my information directly, or I can register using one of the social media links. And again, the advantage is that your state's pre-selected. Now your case type, small claims, is pre-selected, and even where you're filing within within that state, which county you're filing into. It's all pre-selected for you. So let's just say I'm wanting to log in. I already have the TurboCourt account. I've already connected it with my Google account. So I simply say continue with Google. Once again, it wants to know which of my accounts because I have several. I say Ethel Stevens, and it lets me proceed. And so now that I've logged in using my social media account, I'm ready to begin. Here I am in New Hampshire, small claims, the jurisdiction that I selected, and I can proceed with either starting a new case or filing into an existing case, whatever happens to be available for this particular case type and jurisdiction. So those are each of the ways that you can register and log in to TurboCourt. Again, accessing TurboCourt simply by going to turbocourt.com and then clicking Sign Up to register for the first time directly with TurboCourt, or you can register using one of your social media accounts. Once you're registered, if you registered directly, then you'll provide your username or email address and password for logging in. And if you want to speed up the login process, once you have a TurboCourt account, you can link your TurboCourt account to any of your social media accounts. And then the next time you click on Continue, it will automatically log you in. And again, if you are coming from the court's website, then in addition to opening up TurboCourt, that court state will be pre-selected for you. And again, you can log in or register on the right-hand side here, or you can proceed with a particular case type and then choose to log in or register. So those are your new options for registering and logging in with TurboCourt. Thanks for watching.